Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's live lesson. I am so excited for tonight. This is one of my favorite things to teach, and if you've ever watched any of the videos before from myself, I love talking about nutrition. So I'm gonna give you a moment to pop on there. Just say hi in the comments so I know who is joining us tonight, and we're gonna get right into it, okay? So I am going to keep it tight tonight. We're gonna keep to a schedule to make sure that each and every one of you get value from this live lesson. So once you hop on, just say hi in the comments, and we're gonna get started. So I see that one of you has popped on, but I can't see who it is. So just please say hi in the comments so I know who I am talking to. And this is gonna be a really interactive lesson. So I'm gonna help you guys as we're going through the lesson and really help spin this for your benefit, for your results, okay? So I said, hi Sarah, Rosemary, hello. Who else is with us? Hi Kristen, thank you guys so much for joining. Esther, I hope I said your name right. Thank you for joining as well. And we're just gonna give it a couple more minutes here because sometimes it doesn't show up right in people's news feeds. So Desiree, you joined us. I believe you were doing some homework earlier today. So I'm really, really glad you were able to join us today. And ladies, we are going to dive deep into nutrition tonight. And I don't want you to feel at any time overwhelmed, but I want to let you know that if you have any questions at all while we're going through this, please just put it in the comments below and I will definitely answer your questions. So tonight we're gonna touch on a couple things, okay? So as I mentioned in the subject line of this live lesson, we're gonna teach you how to never diet again, and we're also gonna talk about the one thing that is holding you back from seeing results and seeing progress. So we are gonna get started. I see that Coach Julie is here. Hello, girl. We are gonna dive in deep. So I'm gonna get started by asking you guys, what do you think is the one thing that's holding you back from seeing results? Do you think it's you don't have enough nutrition knowledge? Do you think you don't have enough training knowledge? Do you think that you eat too much junk food? What do you think is the thing that's holding you back? So I want you guys to put that in the comments below because I really want to know what you think is holding you back, because that's going to be able to allow me to help you as we go through this live lesson and really cater this webinar to you ladies that are watching. So Desiree says, I don't have time to cook. Okay, I'll wait for a couple more of your comments to come in. I see we have a couple ladies hopping on here, so that is excellent. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you're just joining, please let us know in the comments below who is here by just saying hi, okay? Rosemary says schedule. And Krista says nutrition knowledge and sweets. Girl, I love my sweets. If you follow me on Instagram, I post all my meals throughout the day, and you'll often see I'm always baking something. This past week, it's been, actually the last like 2 weeks, it's been pumpkin pie. And I love pumpkin pie, and I actually sent an email last week to our newsletter subscribers with my favorite pumpkin pie recipe. So if that's you, if you love pumpkin pie, definitely let me know. And actually, I'll just post it for everyone so you guys can see, because it's really simple and it is delicious. So my aunt, actually, Penny, just hopped on here and she will definitely attest. I took my pumpkin pie over to my grandmother's house the other night, and I literally brought like this whole tray of pumpkin pie and my coconut whipped cream, and I was just sitting there eating away at it. So the benefit of some of the recipes that I have are that they don't taste healthy, but they are really, really delicious, and you can eat quite a big portion of it. For example, like the pumpkin pie recipe, 1/4 of a pie is only 100 calories, and it's all pretty much vegetable. There's a very little bit of maple syrup in it, but it's really, really tasty, okay? So I have tons of great recipes that I'm happy to share with you guys. And if you've already downloaded the 15 quick and easy recipes from the membership site, you'll have actually our coach's favorite summer recipes. So if you haven't done that already, definitely check that out. That's under the welcome. If you scroll down under where the guide is, you'll also see 15 quick and easy recipes, and you guys can grab that from there. So we're gonna get right into it here. Rosemary says, schedule. Krista is nutrition knowledge. Don't have time to cook. What else do we got here? Let's see. Tony says, I love chips and sweets too much. Okay, girl. So I'm gonna tell you guys. So, Tracy says, worked full time, 3 kids, no time to prep, cook, etc., and love to snack too much. Okay, so ladies, I am really excited to tell you that we can overcome all of these things, okay? And we've worked with many clients that don't have time to prep, or they love their sweets, or Tracy, I don't think you probably snack too much, but we've worked with so many clients that have had the same obstacles that have held them back. So what we really want to focus on, I want you guys to think of where you are now and where you want to be, okay? So think of the person you are now. Think of this as like a ladder or a line, okay? And imagine that, what do you think the person that, where you want to be is different from where you are now? Now, typically, when people get started, what happens is, I'm just gonna turn my screen down here because I see myself on a delay and it's throwing me off. So typically, where we are now, I wanna ask you guys if this is what you guys do, okay? On Monday, we're like, okay, I'm gonna cut out this, I'm gonna do meal prep, or I'm gonna cut out sugar, I'm gonna do all these things. So from where we are now, we have this huge list of things that on Monday or whatever day it is, the first day of the month, you decide you're gonna change a ton of these things. So this is like commonly known as the all or nothing mentality. Give me a thumbs up, or let me know in the comments if you feel like you are somebody that has that all or nothing mentality. Give me a thumbs up, and I think I have something in my eye here. And I'm just gonna play around with it there. Hopefully I got it out. So I saw 1 thumb up there. Anyone else? Okay, we got a couple more. So this is really common, okay? A lot of people, when they get started, they want to go all out. They want to give it their all, right? And everybody feels that, why should you even do anything if you can't give it your all, right? Give me some more thumbs up if that's how you approach fitness and your nutrition. Like, why bother doing anything if you can't do it all? You can't go all in, right? Because that's what we're always told, right? All or nothing, go all in. You gotta hustle, you gotta eat clean, you gotta do all this like crazy stuff. Have you guys ever heard that before? Like, give me a thumbs up if you guys have heard that before. And if you've heard some other things, let me know in the comments what you've heard, because we all get this like feeling of guilt that if we're not gonna do everything, then why bother doing anything at all, right? Okay, I see a whole bunch of thumbs up, and that's awesome, guys, because I'm here to tell you the one thing that, well, I'll get to that. I'll hold that back so you guys want to continue watching. But typically, when people go from here, where they are now, to where they want to go, for example, like when you build a house, you don't build a house in a day, right? You start with the foundation. And so let's say you're building a house, and on the first day, you're there and they haven't even broke ground yet. And you're like, okay, we're breaking ground today. So you come back the next day, and all they've done is dug a big hole, but you still see progress, right? Give me a thumbs up if you're building a house and you saw there was ground, and then the next day you came back and you saw a big hole in the ground, you would feel like your house is making progress. That you feel like, okay, my house is being built. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, I think that was Rosemary there. Julie, thumbs up. Awesome. Excellent. Okay, so then what about the next day when they start pouring the concrete? So let's say, and guys, I'm very simplifying this because digging a hole for a house takes obviously longer than a day, and pouring concrete takes longer than a day, but you guys get what I mean, right? So you come back the next day and you notice that they've built the forms for the concrete, and then the next day they start pouring the concrete. You would feel like your house is seeing progress, right? Give me a thumbs up if you would feel it this way. And the same thing goes for renos. Like when you're doing renos, if the floor gets ripped out, you feel like you're doing progress. And has anybody like renovated the house or gone through a renovation process, or like even painted your house, or changed something out? Like let me know in the comments just saying yes. Or even if you built a house, like give me a yes, or if you get the concept here, right? Let me know in the comments by saying yes, or give me a thumbs up. Okay, lots of thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, so let's pull this back to how we approach our nutrition. We want to do everything at once with our nutrition. We want to eat clean. We want to go gluten-free. We want to go dairy-free. We want to drink more water. We want to do lots of cardio. We want to do all these things. But in every other process of our life, like building a house or doing a project at work, we typically tend to do things more in bite-sized chunks, right? Give me a thumbs up if and how many people, when they get a project or something at work and they're going over the scope of it, it can seem overwhelming. But then you break it down into chunks and you're like, okay, this has to be done on this day, this has to be done on this day, this has to be done by this day, and then you break it all down, and then all of a sudden it doesn't seem that unrealistic. Do you guys get what I'm seeing here, or what I'm saying? That we approach our nutrition completely different in a different realm than we approach like everything else in life, right? Like, for example, when you're cooking a meal, you're not going to say, okay, I'm gonna cook everything at once. You're not gonna put the steak and the potatoes or your tofu, and you're not gonna try to cook everything at once, right? You're gonna go, okay, I've gotta cook the protein for this many minutes, and I've got to do this for this many minutes, and I've got to do this for this many minutes. We don't do it all at once because it would just be overwhelming and catastrophic, and we'd burn stuff. And I don't know about you, but if you've ever burnt anything for your food, it's not enjoyable. You feel like you failed. So are you guys picking up what I'm laying down here? That the all or nothing mentality isn't the best mentality to have, because when we have it, it's very easy to feel defeated and deflated and like a failure. If you've had that all or nothing mentality, and you're liking what I'm saying here, give me a thumbs up, because a lot of us get very frustrated and disappointed and downright mean to ourselves when we create these expectations that are really, really, really high, that we wouldn't even ask ourselves to do in any other part of our life. Yet when it comes to nutrition and health, we want to do everything at once. So we add that list. But the difference is, and this is where we're going to talk about where we are now, where we want to be, the way that we work with our clients is that we're here and they want to be over here. Well, guess what? You don't have to do everything at once. You can do one thing at a time. And any of our clients will attest that when you are doing one thing at a time and you're able to devote like 100%, you're able to go all in on that one thing, you see tremendous results versus you giving yourself a list of 10 things or 20 things that actually, like, I kind of get a kick of when people say, I'm gonna eat clean this week. I'm thinking, like, that's at least 30 opportunities to fail. Because eating clean, when you say you wanna eat clean all week, how many times do you eat? Like, let's just say you have three meals and 2 snacks. That's 5 meals a day times 7 days. That is a lot of time to fail, ladies. Like, a lot of time. And what happens when you fail? You feel like you failed. So then you kind of fall off the wagon and say you're going to start again on Monday. And ladies, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm speaking from experience here. This was a vicious cycle that I used to be on, and it was absolutely horrible. Every Monday I would tell myself, okay, I'm going to start again on Monday, and if I didn't eat clean on Tuesday, then I can't wait. I gotta wait till Monday. So I just won't. I'll just start again on Monday. But until then, I'm just gonna kind of eat whatever I want. Anyone? Has anyone felt this way? Give me a thumbs up if you've ever felt this way, or even, and we've even had women at the beginning of this week said, oh, is like there a meal plan to follow? Is there, like, should I be cutting out all my sugar? I was like, girl, no, back it up here, back it up. Like, this is where, like, and everybody has so much energy. They really want to go all in, but this is where, as coaches, we always say that 95% of our job is stopping clients from doing things too soon. Because when you have a small bite-sized goal, and we ask our clients this, okay? I'm going to tell you guys exactly what we tell our clients, or we ask our clients. So every week we say, okay, what do you think is going to be the one big thing that's going to make the biggest difference this week? Not 10 things, and it can't be eat clean, because that's not one thing, guys, okay? We've already gone over that. When you have one thing that you can go all in on, you're gonna see huge results. And if for 1 second our client is like, yeah, I don't know if I can do that, then we scrap the whole idea. Because if you don't think something is so easy that you're like, girl, I got this, I can totally do that, then it is going to be a very hard habit to start adding into your daily routine. For example, our very first week of our Total Body Transformation Program, all we have our ladies do is increase their water. And people are always surprised at how much weight loss and how many inches are lost from drinking more water. And I'll tell you why. Because most people are typically dehydrated. And if you even are 2% dehydrated, your body takes water from your non-essential parts and brings it to your essential organs to protect you. So if you're dehydrated, guess what? You are not going to see fat loss if you're doing 2 hours of cardio because you're dehydrated. So it's really, really crucial that when you want to stack your goals. So you start off with something that's so simple. You're like, oh my God, that's so easy. I can do this. And then you climb a little bit higher with each goal. And that's how you get to the person you want to be. But when you give this person all of these things that you expect this person to already do, like think of this person, her being. Who is she? How does she act? And we're kind of getting a little bit into the mindset lesson, so I don't want to dive too deep into that. But how is this person different from where you are now? A lot of us start doing, and we don't think of who she is being. There's a difference between being and doing. And a lot of us typically start doing before we understand the being of what this person is. And we expect us to go from here, these like 10 steps we've got, to this person in one day. And just like building a house, it's not how it's done. And we have tested this with hundreds of clients, and this is what works. It's that one thing at a time. And the all or nothing mentality could actually be what's stopping you from seeing any results, any progress at all. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you guys. Ooh, little itch there. Excellent. Awesome. Okay. So we are going to dig into the nutrition part. Now that you guys know what's holding you back, I can tell you about how we're going to change, or how you want to change your nutrition, okay? So using the hand tool printout that was on the website, the very first thing we do with our ladies is help them portion out their meals. So we work on an 80-20 split with our ladies. So for example, you're gonna eat 80% whole, real food. So that's fruits, vegetables, meat, nuts and seeds. Or if you're a vegetarian or vegan, you'd be behind tofu, lots of lentils, chickpeas, beans, stuff like that. And then the other 20% is, we consider these like, that's where your sweets would fall into. That's where like your cookies, your cake, your wine, your alcohol, those types of things. And I will tell you, and after working with hundreds of clients, the 80-20 rule actually works. So what you want to do is start using MyFitnessPal. It's very simple to use and it's totally free. They will ask you if you want to upgrade to like the paid version, but honestly guys, you don't really need it. And it's really incredible. It has a scanner. You can scan anything with a barcode. And if you're interested, I can actually link some of our MyFitnessPal how-to videos. I can put them in the comments. If you guys want to watch them, just let me know, like, yes, MyFitnessPal, and I'll put them in the comments after we're done here, okay? And using the hand tool, you'll see that we have different sizes of portions based on your hand. So how simple is that? I mean, you guys take this along with you wherever you go. So it's very, very simple to use. So let's say I'm gonna give like an overview, and you can get into more detailed, whether you are trying to gain muscle or you're trying to lose body fat. But we start all of our clients off with so a hand size or a palm size serving of protein 3 to 4 times a day, okay? So a palm size serving of protein is roughly 20 to 30 grams of protein. So that would give you about 80 to 120 grams of protein a day, which is going to make a tremendous difference in your body composition, because protein is the only macronutrient that your body does not store. Unlike carbs and unlike fat that our body can store in glucose and in fat, protein, your body, if you don't give your body enough protein, it will actually break down muscle tissue to get the protein it needs. So all that hard work you're putting into developing muscle, your body will actually eat muscle tissue to give it the nourishment it needs. So it's really important that you're eating enough protein. So you're gonna wanna start with 3 to 4 palm-sized servings of protein per day. Now, when it comes to fats, a lot of people don't eat enough of the right type of fat, and a simple tool is the size of your thumb. So this is roughly 10 to 15 grams of fat in a serving. So you could use nuts, you could use like an olive oil, a butter, avocado, anything like that. They're roughly 10 to 15 grams of fat. So this is a very easy tool to use when you're at a restaurant or even at home. And again, you're gonna wanna have that 3 to 4 times a day, and that's gonna give you roughly 30 to about 45 grams of fat per day. Now, when it comes to carbs, we have two different types of, well, we have many types of carbs, but the simplest way to look at carbs are like your complex carbs and your simple carbs. So your complex carbs are things like your whole grains, your beans, legumes, anything like that, like your sweet potatoes, your vegetables, stuff like that falls into that category. And then we have our simple carbs, which would be those that we'd want to use in that other 20% buffer area, which would be like our cakes, our pies, alcohol, anything like that. And these actually are also good post-workout. But if you want to learn about that, you've got to join our Total Body Transformation program, okay? So you've got your simple carbs and your complex carbs. Now, if you're looking at like vegetables, you could easily do an entire like fist of leafy green vegetables or other types of vegetables. So for example, like I like to do lots of squash, especially this time of year. There's so much squash, and the great thing with squash is it's actually very low in carbohydrates in such a large volume. So if you guys haven't tried sweet potato squash, seriously, you need to go to your grocery store right now and buy like 10 of them. They're about like this big and they're amazing. They taste like sweet potatoes, but they're very, very, very low in carbs. So you can actually have like a ton of sweet potato squash fries for a very little amount. So if you're somebody that's quite hungry all the time, then you can definitely try something like that. That's gonna help fill you up because of the volume for the little amount of like calories and carbohydrates. Now, if you're somebody that's doing, if you want to have like a simple carb, which would be one of those like 20%, same thing, I look at like a fist, I'd say that's about 20 to 30 grams of carbs if you're looking at it like a simple carb. So for example, like if you're looking at like a piece of cake or like a brownie or like 2 cookies, you're looking at about 20 to 30 grams of carbs. Now, the great thing with these is that it's a very easy and quick way to figure out how much food you're gonna eat. And I can pretty much guarantee you that if you started structuring your daily meals around this simple rule of one thumb of fat, 1 palm of protein, and 1 fist of like a complex carbs, or 2 fists of like a vegetable, and you do that 3 to 4 times a day, you're gonna see tremendous results. Now, if you're somebody that's here and you're not typically having a lot of protein right now, and let's say you might be only having 1 to 2 servings of protein, even increasing your protein to a 3rd serving or a 4th serving by maybe adding in a protein shake or making like protein pancakes or adding in some cottage cheese or something else like that, you're gonna see progress. So pulling that back to the very beginning when we were talking about building that foundation, imagine like drinking more water is digging that hole for your foundation, and then adding more protein is like building the concrete walls for your house. So all of these little steps you're gonna see tremendous results from. But imagine if somebody was building a house and they decided that they were going to try to do a couple things at once. So let's say they were trying to dig the hole and they were trying to pour the foundation, and they were also deciding to put the windows in, which sounds ridiculous, right? Because the windows can't be put in until the framing's done, right? But that's what some of us try to do when we try to add in supplements, because supplements are at like the very top of what people need to be doing. So we always like to start with a foundation and really focus on getting good nutrition before we even start with supplements. Now, the exception with that would be something like protein powder or fish oil. Protein powder is going to give you a boost throughout the day, and it's really great for somebody that's really busy and they don't necessarily have tons of time to cook. Having a protein shake throughout the day can help give you more food throughout the day and increase your protein intake throughout the day. So, I'm sure that was a lot to take in, and I hope you guys took tons of notes. We're going to start off with some questions, so let me know any questions you have in the comments below, and I think we are right on time for the time here. And I hope I didn't talk too fast for you guys. I am a very fast talker when I start getting into something that I'm very, very passionate about. So I'll go over that again. Palm-sized serving of protein, thumb-sized serving of fat. If you're doing a complex carb, it is a simple carb, it is the size of your fist. And if you're doing a complex carb, which would be like your leafy green vegetables, that would be like 2 fists, okay? So you'd want to do that about 3 to 4 times a day. And again, remember there's that buffer room of the 20% where you can have, like, if you wanted to have a Starbucks latte, or you wanted to have a brownie, or you wanted to have cookies, or you want to have a glass of wine, like we tell our ladies to have this every single day. Because if you're somebody that tells yourself you're only going to have it once a week, it's very, very hard to not binge on those foods. Hey? Are you guys still here? Okay, sorry about that, ladies. I just had to move because my signal dropped. So let me walk back down here. I'm in the basement because it's really, really hot upstairs. Okay, so Tracy asked, how much water per day? That is a great question, Tracy. I'm glad to see you are picking up on the first thing that we do with our clients. So for water per day, what we say, because again, a lot of people go from like nothing to trying to do what they should be doing. I would ask you how much water you're currently drinking. So if you're somebody that only drinks like a cup or 2 cups of water a day, I would just try to increase that by a cup. Because if you try to go from where you're at now to what the goal is, you might end up finding you're gonna have to pee all the time. So you wanna just ask where you're at now. Now, if you're somebody that's already drinking like a good amount of water, a good point of reference is take your body weight, divide it by 2. So body weight in pounds, divide it by 2, and that's how many ounces you should be drinking a day. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, you want to drink about 75 ounces a day. And it keeps disconnecting. Hi, ladies. Okay. I'm going to stand in my hall here, and we're going to finish this up. Tracy, I hope you heard all that. So it is half your body weight in pounds is how many ounces you should be having. Now, Krista said, what is the best protein powder to recommend? Krista, this is a great question, and I don't recommend one single protein for everyone, okay? And I say that because some people have food sensitivities. So for example, my questions that I would ask you is, number 1, are you a vegan or vegetarian? Because the choice that I am going to recommend to you is going to be different to somebody that is not a vegan and not a vegetarian. So if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, let me know in the comments. And what I would say for people that are a vegetarian or a vegan, there are some really great vegan proteins from Sun Warrior. So that's one of my favorite brands. And then Thorne actually has a really, really great vegan protein. It actually tastes amazing. It's like one of my favorites. And then if you're somebody that has a lactose sensitivity or you can't have dairy, then you'd also want to go with a vegan protein. But if you're somebody that can eat meat, but you choose to eat meat, but you can't eat, you can't have dairy, I actually really like beef protein. It's very, very tasty. But then there are also some companies that have lactose-free protein. So if you're somebody that can have dairy, but you can't have the lactose, then going with a lactose-free option is also really good. So Krista, there's no single one protein that I kind of recommend for everyone. It's very personalized. So if you, you know what guys, would you want me to make like a quick video or like a quick write-up, kind of like a blog of what types of protein based on what, like what you eat? Would you guys want that? Give me a thumbs up if that's something you'd be interested in, and I can definitely do that up for you guys like tomorrow. So just let me know in the comments. Tracy said 8 cups, so I'm not sure what that is in liters or ounces, but it's really simple. You can just hop on like Google and type in like 8 cups in ounces, and then compare that to your body weight divided in half in ounces and see how close you are. And if you're like only a cup or 2 cups or 3 cups off, then you could start by adding just simply 1 cup, okay? Okay, so I got lots of thumbs up for the type of protein, and I also want to give you guys a heads up that you guys actually get 10% off being our Aspire ladies from our favorite supplement store. They're actually based out of Ottawa. They're called Personalized Health Center. They're also known as New Global Vitamins because the Personalized Health Center is like the nutritionist portion, and then New Global Vitamins is the vitamin shop. So they're all pharmaceutical grade. There's no food dyes, food coloring, no like sucralose or anything like that, any of the products. So it's like the best quality stuff that you can buy. And I will tell you, it's very comparable or less expensive than the stuff that you would buy at like Popeyes or GNC or other places like that. And that's even before your 10% off discount. So I'm gonna link that in the comments below. Actually, I'll link it in the protein powder post, so then you guys can actually like purchase the protein powder right from the website, and I'll give you guys the discount code as well on the post. I'll let you guys know what it is now. It's just Aspire 10, and that gets you 10% off anything from New Global Vitamins. Again, I'll link that in the comments below. Rosemary, thank you. So Tracy, if you are about 130 pounds, then you'd be eating or drinking the right amount of water. If not, then you're gonna have to increase your water. So ladies, it is 10 to 8. I went a little bit over, but I'm so glad that you guys asked your questions. And let me know in the comments, like, how are you guys enjoying the 7-day kickstart so far? What do you guys think? Are you enjoying it? Are you, I'm hoping you're feeling refreshed from this live lesson, and I hope I gave you the permission to not be so hard on yourselves and to not rush into things when it comes to your fitness goals and your nutrition. There's no need to rush. Really look at this as a marathon and not a sprint. Like, if you want to be here, if you want to continue this lifestyle and have this lifestyle grow, you gotta look long-term, girl. You want to be that person that is looking at the long-term. You're in this. You're invested in this. Desiree, I'm so glad you enjoyed it, and I'm so glad you took time away from your homework. I do hope you got it all done, though. And I'm so glad that each and every one of you joined me for tonight's live lesson, and I really, really hope, actually, what is one thing that, see, I'm using that one thing on you guys already, right? What is one thing that I have told you tonight that has helped change your way of thinking about nutrition? What is like one nugget that you have gotten out of tonight's live lesson? Chrissy, I'm so glad you love the workouts. Barbara, oh, thank you, girl. I'm so glad you're loving it so far. Rosemary, it's so great to see you. Ladies, Rosemary is one of our online clients. She has lost 19 pounds and is doing a fabulous job. So she's been off for a little bit. She got a little bit busy with work there. So it's great to see her back hopping in here. And hi, Mary. Thank you so much for joining. And Chrissy, I'm so glad, or sorry, Krista, I'm so glad you love it so far, and that you woke up with some muscles you didn't know you had. And Chrissy, awesome, eat more protein. Rosemary, not going with the all or nothing mentality. Mary, meet your protein goals. Awesome, excellent, ladies. I'm so glad to hear this, and it's I don't want to say it's very easy, but when you're proactive, you're going to see amazing results. If you just take a little bit of time to plan stuff out, and I know a couple of you mentioned that sometimes you don't have time to meal prep, and that's okay. And maybe I'll touch a little bit more about this. Maybe I'll just pop on like later in the week a little bit of meal prep, because it's already like 8:50 and I've already gone over the 45 minutes that I mentioned I would be. And I want to be respectful of your time, so I don't want to go over it, because then you're not going to come back to watch any more live lessons if I just talk the whole time. So Amber, I'm so great that tackling one thing at a time was something that you picked up. And Tony, I'm so glad that you are going to focus on eating more protein. Now your mom will have tons of tips on that, because as I'm sure you already know, she's a rock star. So definitely tap into her knowledge. So ladies, I'm so glad you're enjoying the 7-day kickstart so far. Tomorrow morning, we have another amazing workout plan. So if you haven't already gone over there and looked at it, I believe tomorrow's workout is 14 minutes. So definitely hop on the website tonight, see kind of what you need to be doing. And I can't wait for you ladies to see, to get started on tomorrow's workout. And, oh, I have to pick one of you guys to announce that you have won the Carol Baker massage lashes. So give me one sec. I gotta grab my computer for this, okay? Okay. So if you would like to win the lashes from Carol Baker Massage, say me in the comments. So let me see who is interested, and I need to pull up this website here, and it will auto-generate. Brenna, hi! Brenna is just hopping on. I think she had her chat with Coach Jen tonight. So it is great to see you popping over here. Okay. So we have a couple me's coming in here. Excellent. So I'm just going to hit the random generator here. I'm gonna wait for a couple more of you to say me, because it goes off of your comments. So your me's give you more of a chance to win. Okay, and the winner is, oh, it keeps closing on me here. Tracy Stewart! Congratulations, Tracy. You have won our Carol Baker Massage free eyelash extensions. These are from a Carol Baker Massage. I'll have to message you to see where you live and where the closest one is. So congratulations, Tracy. I'm gonna shoot you a message once we are done here. Ladies, again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Don't forget, tomorrow morning's workout is workout 2, and we also have another live lesson on mindset, motivation, and willpower. and that is Thursday at 7 p.m. Now, this is my absolute favorite lesson. So you're definitely going to want to tune in to that, because if you enjoyed tonight's live lesson, you're going to love Thursday night's lesson, okay? So that's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be giving away the Other Sage prize pack on Thursday night, okay? So definitely tune in Thursday night, and don't worry, I'm going to send you guys a reminder as well, okay? So again, ladies, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share my knowledge with you, and hope that something that I said tonight will be part of your transformation. So thank you, ladies, so much. Until Thursday night, I'll see you guys then. Bye.